happening, everybody? It's Boxing Lowdown and I'm back here with another video. Now, let's get our thoughts to the first upset of 2020, the first major upset, man. This is crazy for the 154-pound division, but Julian Williams was in action last night defending his unified titles against Jason Rosario. I didn't really talk about it too much on my social media, if I'm really being honest, because I didn't really expect it to be, I don't know, I didn't expect it to be too much of a contest. I thought that Julian Williams would win and win well, considering that he was fighting in his hometown of Philadelphia. He's on a high, the biggest high he's been on in his career after defeating Jarrod Hurd in another upset to take the titles. And Julian Williams always had potential. He's still got potential, but he really fulfilled that last year in May when he defeated Jarrod Hurd, put in a tremendous performance. Him and his trainer, Breadman, they've been through everything together. So it was really a crowning moment for Julian Williams when he won those titles. But last night, he went back to Philadelphia. Bernard Hopkins was there sitting at ringside, and he was defending his belts against Jason Rosario, who has lost one fight before. I believe it was to a contender that Julian Williams has already beaten in the past. Although we can't use those sort of mathematics in boxing, it's still worthy to mention. But yeah, Rosario, he can punch, but he wasn't expected to defeat Julian Williams last night. However, he wins the unified belts now with a 5th round stoppage over Julian Williams. And the 5th round doesn't seem to be a very good one for him, considering he also lost to Jamal Charlo, in the 5th round with an uppercut. And, coincidence rears its head again, because it was an uppercut that really spelled the danger and made the referee, signal the end of the fight. So, yeah, Julian Williams has lost his titles. It was a voluntary defence, though, of his title, so he will be able to have an immediate rematch if he wants to. I'm sure that is exactly what he's going to be doing, and I'm sure Rosario would like to go for it again. But up until the stoppage, it was pretty nip and tuck for me. I think the second round was pretty telling, considering that a cut had opened over Julian Williams, and it clearly seemed to bother him. And yeah, he just had to continue fighting with it. But I think at the time of the stoppage, the scorecards were like 39-37 for Rosario twice, and the third scorecard was as a draw. So Rosario was up on the scorecards, and he was, he was doing very well. But to win in the 5th round in, Julian Williams' hometown of Philadelphia, greats in the ringside like Bernard Hopkins watching it, it says a lot, man. So, I mean, massive setback for Williams, but it is something that he can turn around. You only got to look at, Anthony Joshua against Andy Ruiz. That was a voluntary defence of his titles. He lost it. He came back and he won it. So Julian Williams doesn't have to go too far to get motivation back. But I was just surprised, man, considering that I didn't expect him to lose that fight. I thought he'd put in another great performance, and I thought that he would go on to establish himself as the #1 in that division. I was hoping that maybe we could see Julian Williams and Jamal Charlo get it on, but that's probably not going to happen now for at least until the end of the year. So again, in the 154-pound division, we've had a lot of upsets, man. We had Jarrod Hurd losing to Julian Williams, who we thought Jarrod Hurd was the #1. We had Jamal Charlo losing to Tony Harrison. Then he's avenged that defeat now. But, Julian Williams now losing to Rosario. There is no clear #1, in my opinion, in the 154-pound division. These guys are going to have to fight each other eventually when they get round to it. But it's just another sign of, fights not being made and fights taking ages to build. And this is what happens in the interim. Upsets do happen, and the 154-pound division has been classic for that. I mean, we've seen that over the last year or two. So let's hope that, that these fights can continue. I mean, it's good for the division at the end of the day, because we're seeing people like Rosario, who I didn't know too much about, if I'm being honest, being thrust into the limelight. He's now a world champion. He's going to be able to provide for his family. So, it's a great win for him, and maybe he might be seeking out the challenges. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about it anyway, man. Didn't expect this upset at all. Big upset for me. Rosario was like 33-1 underdog, like I said. And yeah, he went out there and he done the business. So fair play to him, man. He got the stoppage win. I'm sure that he'll be up for the rematch as well. He'll be earning a lot more money in it. So let's see what happens, man. But listen, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts about the fight and what do you think is in the future in store for the 154-pound division. Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Catch you on the next one.